You have a wonderful, you've led a wonderful life.
Oh, it is a wonderful life.
Yeah, yeah. And just wanted to ask a few questions about your life.
Mm-hmm.
How did you become a businessman?
Oh, I don't know. You had to do something. It was the Depression, and you know, everybody was scrambling, and I went to work, and I got in the Pepsi-Cola business. At one time, we sold ice and coal also.
Oh, wow.
And we'd take 400 pounds of block of ice and cut it into ice cubes.
Amazing.
It was a horrible machine. Today it would not pass OSHA, I'm sure, because it was all, we were standing in water, and it had open, you know, switches and all that sort of thing. So, yeah. But we got through it.
Oh, that's wonderful. My goodness. So, how would you transport all that ice?
Oh, at one time by horse and wagon. But then we got into trucks, and the early trucks were actually chain drive. That was, you know, there was no automatic transmission. It was chain driven.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if I have any pictures of that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. And as a young man, what kind of jobs did you have?
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
I shoveled coal. We sold ice. Drove old GMC that was so old it had a wooden steering wheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I didn't know that steering wheels were made of wood.
Oh gosh, yes, it was flat. It was about this big around. had a hell of a time driving it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And no automatic transmissions, of course. You had to pump the brakes and shift gears and all
Sounds
that.
like something Zeph might have to do.
Old school.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And did you go to school or college or?
Yeah, I went to school in Rock Island, Illinois, and then I went to Grinnell College in Iowa and got my bachelor's degree, and then I went to University of Iowa in Iowa City and got my MBA. So,
That's impressive.
served 2 years in the service, and I'm glad it's behind me.
Yeah. What area of service did you do?
Army.
Army.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that song, we're in the Army now.
Yep.
What's that next line?
I don't know.
We're not behind the
Not
plow.
behind the plow, that's right.
Yeah.
You'll never get rich, you son of a bitch. You're in the Army now.
No, I don't know that verse.
Okay, well, erase that.
But I don't mind it. I love it. I love it, but I just have never heard of it.
I know.
And so later on, how did you meet your wife?
Blind date,
Oh, nice.
and it was just this, you know, it was honestly love at first sight. Yeah, there's her picture right there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And what is her name?
Esther, E-S-T-A.
Oh, Esther.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard a name like that. I've heard of Esther.
And this was Esther, E-S-T-A,
Esther.
and her middle name was Rose, R-O-S-E.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I loved her so much.
And what, like you met her on a blind date.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall that first blind date?
Yeah, we were in college.
In college. Nice.
Yeah.
And you guys were together a while, or did you get married right away?
We got married, I guess, right before I went in service. I worked for Caterpillar Tractor for a while down in Peoria, and then went in the Army.
Okay.
And was down in Missouri for 2 years. And, came back to Caterpillar for a while, and then they went into a layoff, and moved to Rock Island, Illinois, and went into the soft drink business, Pepsi-Cola business.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you had one company of Pepsi-Cola, or?
Yeah, we had a franchise.
Oh, you had a franchise?
Franchise for 14 counties in western Illinois.
Wow.
I would look out of my office and there would be the Mississippi River and then Davenport, Iowa.
Mm. Beautiful.
Yeah. Good life.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Did you travel much?
In business?
Well, either business or pleasure, but did you get to travel?
Pleasure, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Russia, Estonia. One trip to Alaska it was a canned trip and it wasn't much fun. But, love Kauai,
Yeah.
the Garden Island.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Definitely well traveled.
Yeah.
Very nice. What would you say is one of the biggest lessons that you've learned in life?
Take each day as it comes and be thankful that you're here.
You know, I think you've said that a lot around here, and I think you definitely live that message.
Well, I try to.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So you actually worked your business for a lot longer past the normal retirement age.
Well, because I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Just no reason to quit, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I probably wasn't contributing all that much, but I needed the interaction with the people that I worked with, Mark and Denise, and Mark Evers and Denise Kimmer.
Yeah. And they're still back east, or?
Mark is in Florida someplace, and Denise is in Davenport, Iowa.
Okay. Very nice.
Denise Kimmer, and they have one daughter, I think. Maybe two. Callie and Jennifer. Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
Two living and one passed away.
Okay.
Our daughter Amy died of a heart attack when she was 33.
Oh.
And that's something you don't get over it, but you get through it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
Yep.
You have two children. I know one of them. What's your two children's names?
Eric is out here.
Right.
And let me show you some pictures. Eric and Bonnie are out here. And my granddaughter Emily and her husband James and my great-granddaughter Ruby.
That is a great picture. You see this? Isn't that great? That is all outside together.
That's your legacy.
Love them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You started this wonderful family tree.
I've been very blessed.
Yeah. Hardworking man. You.
I love it. You know, I feel sorry for people that hate to go to work, but I just loved every day of it.
I am so with you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Work hard.
It would be terrible if you hated your job.
It's such a big part of your life.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, in the latter years, I wasn't contributing that much, but it gave me an outlet and contact with my peers.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a powerful message, for sure. Well, what kind of advice would you give someone, I'm curious, to someone that was looking, maybe they're young, they want to do well for themselves in life. What kind of advice would you give them?
Work hard.
Work hard.
Take each day as it comes.
Okay.
Be thankful for each day.
Okay. It's good advice. Good advice. You have any other questions, Maria, you wanted to ask? Burning questions?
Here's my whole life in these two photographs here.
You're wonderful.
You have any failures, bud?
Pardon me?
Did you have any failures as you...
Well, I'm sure we all have
Yeah.
at times, yeah. I've had a heart attack, 3 broken ribs, a couple of hernias, and so on, but you bounce back and you keep on going.
Yeah.
Did you ever, when you worked for your company, drive a semi truck?
Oh, yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
So you were also very involved, not just as the president and owner, but you would actually help out on the front lines?
You gotta set an example.
Yeah.
You can't lead from behind, so.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's wonderful, and I think that's how all management and, and owners should be able to contribute and have a good rapport with employees and coworkers.
I love going to work every day, except when we had Teamsters Union. And that didn't last long. They went out on strike. It was January, and it was cold, it was rainy, it was snowing, it was just miserable. And they stayed out on strike about 10 days, and they were damn glad to get back into where it was warm and
Wow.
Get a steady income.
That's a hard time for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's true.
Both sides of the coin.
Yeah. But I'm very thankful for every day here, and I love living here.
So you've lived through a lot of U.S. history moments. Any of them stand out as something you've been a part of, or really?
I remember the attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7th, and Roosevelt's speech, "A day that shall live in infamy."
Yeah. Most of us have only read about that.
Yeah.
You were listening to it.
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were when you heard it?
Oh, I was in Rock Island, Illinois at that time.
Okay.
And then my dad went in service, and we lived in Carthage, Missouri, Neosho, Missouri. And then moved back to Illinois.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, scary times, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I have one question regarding the Depression. I always like to hear stories about how people's families were able to adapt, and did your family? I'm trying to think of how to ask. What kind of things did your mom and dad do to make sure you had food on the table?
Well, my dad was a dentist, and my mother was a school teacher. But I can recall one time when one of Dad's patients had some work to be done, and the guy said, "Doc, how about if I bring in a case of canned goods for you?" And Dad said that'd be fine. Mm-hmm. So Dad did the work, and the guy brought in the canned goods, and nothing was labeled. So we never knew what we were going to have for supper. But we got through it,
Yeah. A little bit of an excitement in that. What's for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Best presidents were Harry Truman and John Kennedy.
There it is, folks.
Yep.
Thank you.
And I hope Joe Biden will be our next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as a kid, where'd you grow up as a kid?
Kind of all over, basically Rock Island, Illinois.
Okay.
But then down in Carthage, Missouri, and Neosho, Missouri.
Okay. Man, what kind of things as a kid did you really enjoy doing during those times?
Oh gosh, we'd fish, we'd hunt, go on, overnight campouts and that sort of thing. Yeah.
All the good for you stuff.
Oh yeah.
I noticed you didn't say play video games.
There was no such thing.
Oh, okay.
No. No.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yep.
Well, thank you, bud.
Hey, anything else?
Not that I can think of right now, but I just know you have an amazing life, and I bet you have so many wonderful stories. I just love listening to
My
your
whole
stories.
life is right there and right here behind you.
Yeah.